Facts, Part 193. Stanley Williams, the co-founder and leader of the Crips gang, lived a double life. During the day, he was an anti-gang youth counselor, but at night, he served as the overboss of the Crips, committing many violent gang crimes against the Bloods. He was eventually executed in 2005, when an aggressive schizophrenic man became so violent that formal psychological testing couldn't be done. Doctors performed a CT scan and discovered a brain tumor. They successfully removed it, and the man was schizophrenic-free 2 weeks later. After Amanda Berry went missing in 2003, a self-proclaimed psychic named Sylvia Brown went on television and determined that Berry was dead and in water. But Amanda was found alive in 2013 after escaping the home of a man who imprisoned her and 2 other women for more than a decade. In August of 2023, Michael Zanera saw a shining crucifix while welding some train tracks at work and posted it online. He wrote that God definitely wants to tell me something and that he'd been praying a lot lately. But less than 24 hours later, he sadly passed away after being struck by a train.
This week, you're going to hear a lot about the Apple Vision Pro, but even more important, you're going to start hearing the term spatial computing, which is part of the next chapter of how humans are going to interact with the digital world. Up until this point, we've been in the personal computing and mobile computing era. How we interact with the digital world is through our computers or through our phone. But in spatial computing, the space around us is the computer. The digital world is overlaid on the physical world. You don't lose sight of what's going on in the physical world. You still see everything that's in the actual room that you're in. But everything that would have been on your phone or on your computer screen is just laid in front of you. And we interact with it simply by moving our fingers and moving our eyes, phasing out physical keyboards, and eventually devices more broadly, and I'll get to that in a second. Now, arguably the best spatial computing product is the Apple Vision Pro. Here's a screenshot of a Wall Street journalist cooking. She's able to pull up the recipes and instructions right on top of the actual things that she's making. While FaceTiming with loved ones currently looks like this in the Vision Pro, it will eventually look like this, as if they're actually in the room with us, and that will get more and more real and immersive over time. Picture what entertainment will or could become. Now, you're going to hear a lot of people say, I would never wear or buy this product. It looks crazy, it's $4,000, it's really heavy, and that's kind of all true. And that's because this product isn't necessarily supposed to go mainstream. It is very inaccessible because it's a transition product. This is just the beginning of the era of spatial computing and the beginning of the end of the era of smartphones and more personal computing. We're talking like a 10-year transition here. But eventually these products won't be massive headsets. They'll be smaller ambient devices. Picture like an AI-powered AirPod, thin AI-powered smart glasses, and perhaps eventually contact. What I love about spatial computing is it's less leaving the moment like we do with cell phone. Instead, just overlaying what we need on top of the physical world. And let's not forget, a product that was supposed to fail miserably was the iPhone. It's forecasted that nobody would use it. So as I've said time and time again, smartphones will eventually go away, as the history of phones has always shown. I mean, where's your home phone? And always remember,
every technology is fundamentally a bridge to the next technology.
I thought that went hand in hand with the VR. They need to hurry up and work out them kinks. Last time I tried VR, it made me dizzy after a few minutes, but the experience was dope.
50% of jobs are about to be wiped out because of AI, artificial intelligence, and robots. Now, we've seen the movies at the end of the world and the takeover of robots, but do you think people are that lazy to hand over all the jobs to AI? Artificial intelligence?
Here
Come
is
on.
that, yes, it will make some things more efficient and some jobs will be lost. We could say that of pretty much every technology since the printing press. But the other thing that we've said about just about every technology since the printing press is that it has created new jobs and new opportunities. And so far, what we've seen from AI are a lot of new jobs in industries that previously had nothing to do with AI and new opportunities. And I think we'll see that again.
AI, it's the latest new thing.
What jobs?
It doesn't seem, it's not going away. It's picking up steam, it seems like.
Right, I think, and like a lot of the previous technologies, whether it be the internet or robotics, all these things that were expected to just wipe out human jobs have stuck around and actually created jobs and wealth and opportunity. And I think we don't really know what AI is going to end up being, but so far it seems that jobs, wealth, and opportunity have been added because of AI, at least in the short term.
Comment below what you think is about to happen with the economy and the benefit of people, and click follow.
What are your thoughts on parasites and the new moon and the full moon?
So with the parasite situation, I mean, I think personally, I think the moon is playing a big role on this whole situation. And I think of more of the parasites as toxins and toxic buildup in the body. And the moon is then pulling on those toxins. So that's why people start to experience all these issues when the new moon or the full moon is coming, and they do a lot of cleansing during that time. Let's say just a pound of toxins built up into your gut lining. and then this moon comes around and starts pulling on it, you're going to start to go, you're going to be in pain and agony and all these things, and maybe experience some, emotional things as well too. And I think that has a lot more to do with the moon rather than the parasites themselves. Because a lot of the things, when you look at these parasite cleanses, a lot of it is just to clean out the gut lining. That's kind of what you're doing. You're cleaning, you're almost doing an enema. That's the best way to describe it.
It is, yeah.
And we all need to clean out our gut lining because it's important. Because you don't know how long things have been sitting inside of you of some food that you ate or something that you drank. And I think of it more as toxins rather than parasites. Because if we get into, parasites, you get into worms and all types of things. And I think things are meant to be in the body too.
Agree.
I don't know how much is supposed to be there and, exist there. And maybe, just maybe, if a person does have, I don't know, let's say worms or whatever, maybe those worms are trying to clean up the body. I look at everything should be in balance. And I shouldn't be just trying to destroy my guts, and my lining and things like that.
I think we got some good parasites and some bad ones. As long as we've been on this earth, I'm sure some species adapted to live off us. And some of them species help us out in return by clearing up waste and wherever else.
Things that will be revealed when you are dead. I'm not going to lie to you, the way the world's going at the moment, we might not make it past the year. So don't think we're going to have to worry about not seeing any of this stuff. But yeah. Anyway, there are some things out there with essentially release dates in the future so far that we will never be able to see them. Some of them I really, really want to know. So please just tell me now. First of all, Queen Elizabeth wrote a mysterious letter a long, long time ago, which is basically locked away until a certain time. So she wrote this letter in 1986, and it is literally stored in a golden box right now which says do not open. The letter is intended for the Mayor of Sydney, so Australia. On the front of it, it reads, on a suitable day in 2085, please read. So essentially this will be locked away until 2085. Will some of us see it? Maybe. Next up, Halley's Comet. I wouldn't really say this is a release date, but, This is one of the most famous comets which orbits the sun every 75 to 76 years. Now, it is next scheduled to appear in 2062, so hopefully most of us will see that. Some of the older people, hopefully saw the last one. Next up, now this one just blows my mind. This one is called 100 Years. This film was made back in 2015 and is set to be released 100 years later, so in 2115. Most of us probably will be 6 feet under. But maybe there's a few of the younger ones out there that will actually get to see this. So the film is literally called 100 Years, the movie you will never see. Finally, a bit of a weird one. We see all of the talk about colonising the moon, colonising Mars. Space travel is such a big thing in today's age. Now, some of us probably will actually see something like a hotel on the moon and go into space for holidays, which is crazy to think, even though we might be like 150. But colonising Mars as such, we will probably never see, even though it's all in the news. We see news about it literally every day, and the people that are literally starting it and trying to do it won't even be alive to do it either. But yeah, who knows? Make sure you save this video, come back in about 100 years time if you're still alive, and if TikTok's still going, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, hit that follow button and I'll keep you updated.
You need to stop scrolling. You most likely will be dead in 11 months, let me explain. Recently, NASA stumbled upon some truly terrifying discovery while scanning the night sky, something that might signal the end of life on Earth as we know it. Just a short while ago, NASA sent a special telescope called the W-22B into space from Washington. The main goal of this telescope is to keep a close eye on the movements of meteorites and asteroids cruising around in space to predict whether any of these space rocks are on a collision course with our home planet. On December 22nd, the W-22B detected something alarming. It figured out that an asteroid is heading straight for Earth, and it's scheduled to arrive in precisely 11 months. It's about 4 miles wide, half the size of the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs, but still large enough to kill billions of people. Not only will the asteroid pass Earth closely, but it is also hurtling towards us at a tremendous speed. NASA has revealed that the asteroid is approaching Earth at 5,434 kilometers per hour. If you want to see where the asteroid will hit, click on Share, then press More, and select Google Maps.
It's like every few years we bracing for another impact. I remember back in elementary reading a little book called The Scholastic Reader. They talked about an asteroid hitting in 2029, and I always kept that year in my mind.
If you scare easy, make sure to click off this video before the end. I came across a video that I'm pretty sure is a real gray. No one saw this one, but I'm pretty sure this one is real too. Before we get to that, let's talk about grays. I'm here to tell you that grays are very real creatures and not Project BB. There is plenty of video evidence of them. There's one out the back door, which I also believe this one here is real as well, because they were hearing noises, so they decided that they were going to put a camera up. So there's many government contractors, insiders that have come out about them. And some of them have battle scars to prove it. It speaks of them in the Old Testament in Isaiah 25 verse 5. Also, this video right behind me right here, I believe this to be a real one. There's multiple races of things around us, but they are not from space. All sorts of these creatures have been in the world since the flood in 2500 BC. One thing we know for sure, they played a part in every single ancient culture in this world. And allegedly, Buzz Aldrin himself made a tweet and deleted it, and he said, "We are all in danger. It's evil itself when aimed at pyramids." You know who helped humanity in building the pyramids. Here it comes. I believe this to be 100% real.
I had a secret clearance. I was able to go into restricted areas, which this was. And I walked into a photo lab, which was the NASA lab across the hallway. At the time, I was talking to one of the techs in there, and he drew my attention to a photograph, a NASA photograph. And this was an aerial photograph of the Earth, I'm assuming the Earth, because it had pine trees on it, and the shadows of the craft, or whatever it was, were in the same angle as the trees. And by its very nature, UFO, and I wanted to clarify that to a gentleman that was talking to me, means unidentified. So I did not know what this was. But I realized at this point that it's very secret, that it was kept secret, because I asked him, "What are you going to do with this piece of information?" And he said, "We always airbrush these out before we sell them to the public." After that, I decided I would ask questions to other people. A guard told me that he was asked to burn some photographs and not to look at them. And there was another guard guarding him, who was in green fatigues, watching him burn photographs. And he said he was too tempted. He looked at one, and it was a picture of a UFO. And he was very descriptive. I can go into that later with anyone. He immediately was hit in the head, and he had a big gash in his forehead. He was knocked out, and he was terrified. So he would have to be protected. So I do want to let you know that I worked out there for a number of years, and I ran into this. So it's not something everyone knows that works out there for a long time. My boss didn't know about it. Some people that sat right next to me didn't know about it. It's very strange, because I don't know how they can do it, but they can let some people know about it and then others not. I'm willing to testify before Congress that what I'm saying is true, and thank you very much.
It seemed like just yesterday, if you brought up anything about a UFO, people look at you crazy. The way they starting to normalize it so quickly, it's starting to raise some flags.
And then more news that has to do with planes. This is the latest one, you guys. Check this video out.
Hey, it's Elle from PS Bring Your Passport, and in this video, we're watching the final moments of 30-year-old Kyle Effinger at Salt Lake City Airport. Apparently, Kyle was trying to board a flight to Denver to visit his sick grandfather, but he missed his flight. In other video from the airport, we can see Kyle dropping all of his belongings shortly after clearing security and running towards the gate. As you can see, this gate is pretty empty, so he missed it by a long shot, but he still is trying to make the flight, so he runs down these stairs barefoot before he breaches the tarmac. I don't know how he was able to do this, but he runs towards his Delta flight, which is already in motion. Unfortunately, Kyle tragically died because he was sucked into the engine of the plane. His family has released a statement, which I will leave in the caption of this video, and his funeral is this Thursday, February 1st.
You see what I'm saying, y'all? People are losing their minds. They're going crazy. To lose your life over a flight when you could have catch the next one. I understand the act of wanting to visit your grandpa and all that, but now it looks like your grandpa's going to be visiting you. All I'm saying, you guys, is please be careful out there, because the energy that's raining upon us right now is an erratic type of energy. And the people that cannot contain this energy will be behaving in erratic like fashion. So please protect your energies out there. Keep your vibrations high. Go out in nature. Ground yourself. Because you grounding yourself is you actually grounding that energy into that ground, saying you don't need that negative energy. So let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting time. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. You already know what to do, y'all. Keep up with me on my other accounts, especially on my YouTube, where I go deeper on the esoteric level with these topics. Let's get this shift, y'all. Peace in.
Hey, I know from working on jets in the Air Force, we had multiple grab points near the engines. So in case when they running and you need to do some work by one, you hold on to those grab points so you don't get sucked in. It's dangerous, but it was pretty fun.
This video is going viral on TikTok after this woman showed all of us the crazy prices for groceries in Alaska. Watch this.
So I'm currently still in Alaska. Let me show y'all the prices in these stores. Okay, so why the fuck is it $16.99 for 32? Not 32, my bad. 8? Are you serious? That shit better have my ass feeling like $17. People who really love Kool-Aid, you paying $9.98 for this? I mean $9.89? That's dyslexic shit as well. Y'all paying? No. Hey, for the ones who be buying this for the kids, $12.89, you better swallow. You better not waste a fucking dollar. It's gonna be you and me with that juice.
So for 8 rolls of toilet paper in Alaska, it is $17. The closest I could find in my Walmart was 9 rolls for only $6.36. The Country Time lemonade mixer, $10. $3.64 at my Walmart. Cran Grape Ocean Spray, $12.89 for that bottle. At my Walmart, $3.36. This is insane. What do you guys think about this?
Today was a crazy day. I saw this International Space Station crossing the moon, and I thought to myself, how come it's only about a quarter of the size of a plane crossing the moon? Seems like it'd be much smaller than that, especially when we look at the size comparison and see that both an airplane and the International Space Station are about the same size as a football field. And then you look at a football field from an airplane window and you realize that it looks pretty small from there. So then I wonder, is this really 250 miles away? Then I thought to myself, well, it can't be fake because I can go on YouTube and watch the live stream of the ISS coursing across the face of the Earth. And someone obviously took this picture, and I know you can track it, and there's people who see it all the time, but the live feed footage doesn't look much higher than a weather balloon, and we all know most satellites are launched by balloon. So then I came across this thing, which is a US patented triangular spacecraft that uses what is called unconventional spacecraft propulsion systems, which is a spacecraft having a triangular hull with vertical electrostatic line charges on each corner that produce a horizontal electric field parallel to the sides of the hull. This field interacting with a plane wave emitted by the antennas on the sides of the hull generates force per volume combining both lift and propulsion. Then I find out that these electrostatic propulsion systems are used in satellites. Then I start to look into electrostatic levitation. What? Then I find out about the electrostatics in our atmosphere, that it has an equipotential increase of 100 volts per meter, which could possibly be the reason for the downward bias of things trying to seek equilibrium on the ground. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I figure out that liquid oxygen is actually magnetic. And I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. If liquid oxygen is magnetic and frozen oxygen is this beautiful sky blue, then does liquid oxygen somehow interact with this electrostatic orbital electromagnetic field? I don't know. Wait, what? Then I found this thing. A toroidal field made out of copper and stones. All of a sudden he hangs this golden necklace over it and it starts orbiting. Oh, have you seen the path of the ISS over the flat Earth? Yeah, that's the path it takes. The International Space Station path over the flat Earth. It's a toroidal field. I don't know. This is why they don't want us to do our own research, because simply just asking a question about this sent me on this whole rabbit trail of finding a lot of other things that may be.
He just dropped a couple gems I didn't even know about. Frozen oxygen being magnetic? Things starting to piece together little by little for me. Everything is electrical, magnetic, and metals.
Open your mouth if you're here to haunt me. Shut up, it is not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Nope. Boss!
Staring at my ceiling right at work, and then like I see this light right, and I go over here. What is that?
Yeah, that's creepy.
This stone sphere appears to be blocking an entrance to a cave high up on the side of a cliff. The exact location is a mystery, but even more of a mystery is how this huge, perfectly round sphere was formed and then raised to block the cave. Are there secret treasures inside waiting to be found, or could this just be some sort of natural formation? The boulder itself is over 1 meter in diameter, and so weighs several tons. But who put it here, and why?
Alright, Rashad Jamal fans, this is not looking good for your boy. Check this out, you guys. This man just got an 18-year sentence.
We've got a disturbing story to tell you about out of St. Louis. 6 people have been missing for months, and police now believe they've been lured into an online cult. A mother and her daughter, along with 4 other people, were last seen 6 months ago. Police in Missouri now say they're following the teachings of a former rapper and convicted child molester. NBC News correspondent Kathy Park is following this one for us. So, Kathy, this story is quite strange, to say the very least. What have you learned about these 6 people, as well as the alleged cult leader?
Hey there, Zinkley. Yeah, this certainly is a troubling story, especially as we continue to dig into the details. We know that those 6 individuals, they all went missing around August of 2023 from the St. Louis area. And we have some images to share with you. Police have released these photos, these surveillance images from a store shortly before their disappearance. But they did not specify exactly where this was located. But as far as the alleged cult leader goes, police say the individual is Rashad Jamal, and right now he's serving an 18-year prison sentence. He was convicted of child molestation, and most recently he gave an interview to the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, and during that interview via a phone conference, because he currently is still in prison, he said that he operates a spiritual channel via YouTube, and he shares his opinions and thoughts from a wide range of topics, everything from world history, black history, quantum physics, and therefore, because he's sharing his opinions, he is...
See, that's why you guys got to be careful who you give your energy to. A lot of you people probably don't even know who this guy is, and you're probably saying he looks familiar. This is Rashad Jamal, formerly known as AZ the Rapper. And this is a side-by-side picture of AZ the Rapper and Rashad Jamal. Oddly, they look really similar. Because nowadays, the trick is to wear a mask in order to fool you guys. And you can tell like there's some discoloration within his face. It's like his face is more elevated up. This right here looks more natural. See, the one thing the government does is it gives you your heroes. It supplies you your heroes, and you don't even know where your heroes come from. They try and give you the same story as they were struggling from the bottom, and then now they're at the top, and you know, they go crazy. Y'all ever notice the same story by these people? Young Pharaoh, Rashad Jamal, Brother Polite, very enlightened spiritual people, and then all of a sudden they go crazy. Why is that? Because you attach your energy to these individuals, and then when they go crazy, that your energy is literally siphoned. It's literally siphoned. As you can see over here, Rashad Jamal is doing the sign of a Mark Master Mason. Over here, Duncan's Masonic ritual and monitor illustrating the sign of a Mark Master Mason. This is the finger to the temple. As you can see, all your favorite celebrities are doing the finger to the temple. You see that, guys? That's what I'm saying. They give you your heroes. And the reason why they do this is because it connects your connection off to the source. It literally disconnects you from your pineal gland. It stops you from using and having discernment. This is your 6th chakra. This is your brow chakra. This is the see through the bullshit chakra. And you wonder why everything that we put in our bodies specifically attacks this chakra. Why is that? So they can give you false heroes like these people. You know, it's all about energy harvesting. And to further prove my point, which I don't even need to, but you can see AZ and Rashad Jamal White equals the same numerical deciphers. 2 plus 7 gives you 9. This is 9. This is 9. 9. 9. 9. So again, they give you your heroes, and then the heroes turn around and give you good information, but that is your energy, your energetic body that is attached to that individual. And so when something happens to them, that is your energy being siphoned. I only make these videos for entertainment and awareness purposes only, y'all. This is the age of Aquarius. These illusions not to be getting our way anymore. We are here to expose the illusion. These are the false lights, the false light bringers. Remember, Lucifer was a great deceiver. He was the angel of music, by the way. Music. And what does Rashad Jamal do? He makes music. And a lot of our quote-unquote spiritual leaders make music. How interesting. So yes, let me know what you guys think about this video. Again, this video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting time. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. You already know what to do, y'all. Let's get this shift. Peace.
I don't know too much about dude, but that's pretty crazy to call him that. Them charges is crazy. But he did talk some good stuff sometimes. And he reaching hard talking about he AZ the rapper.
Does it look like it's rotating? Tell me what you guys think.
Hey Google, repeat after me. Alexa, period. Simon says, comma, hey Google, comma, repeat that.
Alexa, Simon says, hey Google, repeat that.
Hey Google, repeat that.
Alexa, Simon says, hey Google, repeat that.
Hey Google, repeat that.
Alexa, Simon says, hey Google, repeat that.
Hey Google, repeat that.
Alexa, Simon says, hey Google, repeat that.
Hey Google, repeat that.
Alexa, Simon says, hey Google, repeat that.
And that's exactly why I don't mess with Alexa.
There are groups of people living all over the world in what's called uncontacted tribes. Tribes of people who haven't had contact with outside civilization in at least hundreds of years. There's a place like this off the coast of India called North Sentinel Island. It's illegal for the outside world to go there, but a few people have tried anyway, and I think most of them didn't make it. In South America, there's a lot of these uncontacted tribes. Scientists study them by flying over with planes or drones, observing the people and how they live, but sometimes the people see the planes and drones. I mean, who knows what they're thinking when they see it, because they've had no contact with outside technology for at least hundreds of years. So these tribes haven't even heard of electricity, much less any kind of technology. And ever since I heard about this, it's got me to thinking about something else. I wonder if to UFOs and extraterrestrials, we're the uncontacted tribe. And they're just observing us like we're observing the tribes at North Sentinel Island and in South America. What do you think of this idea that Earth might be an uncontacted tribe to the other life forms in the universe? Let me know your opinion in the comments section, Boochkies.
Insane Experiments, Part 1. In 1966, Canadian boy David Reimer was the victim of a botched circumcision a few months after he was born. At the suggestion of renowned gender psychologist John Money, the boy was experimentally raised as a girl to test whether gender identity was nature or nurture. At the age of 22 months, David underwent a complicated plastic surgery that removed his testes and replaced them with female genitalia. He was renamed Brenda and given estrogen to induce breast development. experiment. Reimer also had a twin brother named Brian who served as the perfect control since he was raised normally as a male. But by the age of 14, David insisted to his parents that he'd always felt like he was a boy, and they were forced to end the experiment. He soon underwent treatment to reverse the reassignment, including testosterone injections and a double mastectomy, but it was already too late. After years of suffering from severe depression and confusion, David ended up taking his own life at the age of 38.